It's the Kunai guys. It's the Kunai guys.
What's going on, everybody? It's Chris and Sam here from the Kunai guys. We're kicking it, and we decided to let you guys in on a little bit of our discussion. We were talking about some new anime. We were watching a couple videos here, and we reached the crossroads with Boruto. Sam doesn't like the show. His argument is that it's a rehashing of Naruto, and he's not a fan of that. He'd rather see something fresh and new. I, on the other hand, think that the nostalgia is great, and I think that it's a good callback, and it started as soon as Naruto started or ended. So they kind of just want you to keep that fire going, and I guess to me it's kind of like what Pokemon did. They are doing it now for the little kids. We are almost 30, so they're not really focusing on us too much. There are shows for us, but for these long time franchises, like they're not really gonna keep trying to pander to our age bracket. Like not every show can be One Piece. So how do you feel about that, Sam?
That's fair enough, like I get that Boruto is pandering to it's actually created for a young generation. My point was that if you look at it, I didn't say it's a bad show, first of all. I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm just saying I'm just disappointed in Boruto because I expected more. So for example, or one of my reasons, for example, that if you look at Naruto, his father has a different personality. It's still a good personality, but it's still different than Naruto. So what they did for Boruto, they gave Boruto the same exact personality as Naruto did when he was a kid. And it's like, come on, man. Like, you guys could have done better with that. And then he has the same type of resentment, like spoiled kid resentment to his dad. Oh, my dad isn't here. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's basically, we're just rewatching Naruto from scratch. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so how about the intro? How about that 1 minute intro with him and the dude like down the line fighting on the side of the Ninja Mount Rushmore? That was crazy.
That was crazy. As a kid, that's a scene that I was actually why it made me continue to watch it because I wanted to see what happens in that scene.
I think they knew that. They was like, all right, guys, the people who just seen Naruto and Hinata go out into the wedding. This is for y'all. This is what we're going to. This is where we're going to be at, But for now, we got to get your kids on board. It's going to be a long road. We got to start now. Here's this child. Let's go. We can watch the wedding episode. We can watch the last. They've been building up this relationship to be the focal point to focus on Boruto's life, including having that movie, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So
that's a good movie.
I almost want it to be canon, but there's no way it can be canon unless it happened after this point.
Mm-hmm.
But the way if they do it, because then the comics then the manga, the Boruto Gaiden, they met Sasuke at an outpost, I believe, and not in the village. So they have two different ways that Boruto met Sasuke. So time will tell which one they go with. I'm excited. I think that mixing together of all of these energies and powers is going to be interesting. And I made the argument, the reason why we're recording is because I said that Avatar got away with it. Basically by saying here's the same show and we sprinkle a little bit of tech on it and here's something new. They paved the way for that with Toph being able to metal bend and the companies making scientific innovations in the previous show enough to make certain machines and to be inspired by the benders to improve the technology. So you see that happen in that show, and I think the only difference was that you had such a different character, which is, again, speaking to what Sam means, that, Korra was so much different than Aang, and if you just had another Aang in that society, it wouldn't have worked for the show. So I guess Avatar is also a point for Sam, too. In that respect, at the end of the day, you're going to want to see what happens. That's what I think. Like now, if I'm not mistaken, the dude that he fought with in the last episode is the same guy that he fought with in the intro. That's my theory right now. If I'm not mistaken, his name is Iwabe, and they both look very similar. And he seems to kind of feel like how Sam is feeling. He's like, man, back in the day, all I had to do was be able to throw a shuriken, and I was out of here. I was good. I had a job. I had a way to live. Now, I have to know math. I have to know literature and history just to be able to get the hell out there and be a ninja. That's not what I want to be. And it's interesting how they have the same kind of parallels today in modern society where people feel like core curriculums and stuff are sometimes a waste of time. Like if someone wants to learn a trade, I don't want to learn carpentry. I don't need to know physics to do that. Like I can just tell me what I got to do. And that old versus new thing, calling back to the past, I think it's very important that the show does tackle that kind of issue, especially because the kids watching now are very new to the topic, and this is a way for them to kind of, now you have different kinds of people in the ninja village. It's not just ninjas. Now you get to see people who are not ninjas, people who want to be ninjas. And that's something that shows like My Hero Academia is doing. Like you have people who aren't just there just to do that one thing. There are other people in the show. And another show that I think that makes you think about is World Trigger.
World Trigger, yes.
World Trigger was the kind of show that it was a school full of people who did many different things, and they all had different specialties, but they all showed how cohesive they were. And I suggest anyone to watch that show if you ever want like the show, like Boruto or like any other of these shows, teamwork and the underdog, and you'll really enjoy that show. So,
I mean, it's funny like you said that, like you mentioned earlier about Iwabe. So basically, in the beginning, like how he was like, I didn't have to learn about math, reading, using these technologies. It was just about using my power in order to dominate. And I was really against that when I was watching Boruto, because I see like they had trains, all of a sudden you can see like commercials on TV and everything. And I'm like, what world is this? But, I realized,
you made a good point.
It's a sign of the times in Boruto. So it's a next generation. Of course, technology advanced as well. I think Boruto is going to have to grow in power eventually. From that preview of what you see of him and I don't think it's Iwabe's. Let's just say the mystery guest.
Oh, that's who I think it is.
It's a mystery guest. We don't know who it is yet. It's a mystery guy.
I'll go do my research.
And fighting on the ninja Mount Rushmore of Hokages. I guess we'd have to just wait and see. But that intrigued me. That part intrigued me. Right now I feel like it's just mostly fillers. Like the first 2 or 3 episodes have been fillers. Nothing really has made Naruto advance or strong. Boruto, I'm sorry. See this? See what I'm talking about?
That's just you.
No,
that. I have
the personalities are very similar. You can easily confuse.
Well, the show is still like he doesn't even know about the eye thing that he does yet. So we have to wait and see like if he's going to be the kind of person that realizes that he can be strong. Because in the difference between him and Naruto was that like he really did have a lot of potential to be a good ninja.
But the eye thing he has a.
It seems like some kind of Byakugan hybrid, yeah.
So which question? What brings the question though? So let's say, so Sakura has a daughter. I forgot do you remember her name?
Sarada.
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 Yes, Sarada. From what we saw in the manga, well, I don't want to spoil anybody, but it seems to me that Sarada kind of has a thing for Boruto low-key. Let's say they grow up, have offspring. Won't that child kind of have?
So you're so tired of Boruto, you want to jump past that show too? You want to just fast forward?
We might as well. We already know what's going to happen.
You want to start shipping from now?
We already know what's going to happen.
Boruto and Sarada shipping?
So
what's that, Boruto?
It was Boruto and Sarada. It was Boruto Shippuden. We both know what's going to happen, Chris. We already know.
Send the fan art to Sam. I don't need to see that.
Okay.
I'm good. The children.
I'll give you Chris's email address so you can personally send it to him.
Well, at that point, wouldn't the chocolates be back together as one in the one family? And then so that child would be the new Say the Six Paths?
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm getting at. Like,
Well, that could be, Naruto, the new generation.
I
I know they want to keep this
I just don't want it to end up like Pokemon series.
Oh no, I still watch it, but it's just,
Or the Gundams series.
all right, let's shift gears. Since we have guys on the handle, it's only about 10 minutes in. Let's talk about one more thing: Attack on Titan. You guys have been waiting for this. They pushed the date back so long. They rewrote the story. They changed a lot of things, and now it's out. We're 3 episodes in. If you guys watch on Crunchyroll or anything else, it's episode 28, which is Southwestward, or this 3rd episode of season 2.
Yeah.
So far, they've been having the two out of 3 episodes have been story focused, and then you have one break with Sasha, and that part is a filler to me. It was more of a personal thing. Like, I don't remember that happening in the manga, and I remember some of the scenes that are happening actually a little bit quicker. They kind of skip past a couple things, but the iconic scene in the last episode, spoiler alert, you can skip ahead about a minute, is when they met each other in the darkness.
Oh yes.
And realizing that there's no hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That in the manga was like the scariest thing, because you just walk and you see that's how the flame showed up, the same way you just see flames. Then you're just looking at another dude. It's like, wait, what are you doing here? And that's after being potentially surrounded by Titans the entire time, because they could just be walking 200 meters away from you, following your flame from miles away. And then you see the threat of the Titans being able to move in the moonlight, which is just this show. How do you feel about it so far?
I mean, actually, for me, I didn't get to read the manga. For somebody who didn't get to read the manga that far into that manga, I was actually pretty shocked still on the first part on the wall when I found out that the wall was actually made from Titans, like made of Titans.
Potentially, yes.
And basically, they had a preacher or a minister, some sort of religious figure there, who wouldn't give any information up on it, like about how did these walls come to be or whatever. And no matter what they did with him, he just kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, some people are devoted to their religion. I just goes to show like the strong powers in the show. Like, you have the government, and that there seems to be this really big secret that is kept between a few people.
Exactly.
Was it Darwin? That was his name? Darwin, General. He was the first one. Like, you just pop the creepiest dude in season 1. He was like, yo, they show up like, yo, do you see a problem here? And he's like, yo, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
But he's talking to Aaron, question everything. Like, these happenings aren't random. Something else is going on here. People are trying to avoid certain outcomes, And this conspiracy theory, I think it's a smart angle for the show to take, for them to focus on the conspiracy of what's really going on, and not just Titans attacking, trying to get them out. The first episode, when you had the guy who was second to Levi, forgot his name, and his mantra of not running away without fighting got him killed. And some people make the argument that if he didn't try to attack the Beast Titan, that he would have not been killed. I personally don't agree with that. I think that no matter what would have happened, if he just left him sitting there, he wouldn't have let him leave alive. I don't think the Beast Titan is that stupid to let him run back and say, this Titan ran up and spoke to me, and this, that, and the third, unless he really didn't care and just was reminded about the guy charging at him. If so, then that, again, is just a testament to how some of the mentality of the people on the show is self-destructive and is not in the betterment of humanity, and how people struggle all the time about me versus the world. Like, even Eren may have to make sure that I have to control the Titan and then do armor hardening.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm really doing, this impending pressure. and I think the show has kept up the horror factors. Even I love the opening. The opening is still very much in the same theme of the show now. It's really I love the ending theme now. I really enjoyed the artwork. Very consistent. Very very finely done with the small minor details to like some like the particles and reflections. I really pay attention to that. A lot of that stuff I think is really well done. I do think that I want to right now to focus and now to focus on characters, and we're gonna start getting. I love how they're shifting the focus now to the character that we just kind of reminded existed, a girl with the hair, and they couldn't even remember her name because she's not important until now, and we just got to see her. But I read the manga, so I know that there's a reason why, but I don't know the reason yet. So I want to see like how they go about it because they're doing the show a little differently where they're making it more cinematic. And I think that's why they waited to put it out because they wanted to kind of craft it where it's more of a mystery and we're trying to solve a case around this impending threat. Because if not, you just want it to be an action show. You just can't. It's implausible to spend every day fighting Titans. You know, I know people if you watch the first season, that's not what you got out of it. That's not those were your favorite moments, but that's not what you got out of it. You go to sleep thinking about Andy spinning around a dude like he's a yo-yo. You know, those are nightmarish things. So I just think that the show is staying pretty consistent. They're going to keep pushing forward. I hope that rest in peace to those who were involved with the project. I know that there's some weird stuff going on around the project. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I'd go watch that. The movie is great. Really close to the source material in terms of visual style, but they deviated in some of the plot lines to make it fit a movie. But to me personally, I think they did a good job at making that fit a 2-hour film. So yeah, you gotta wait and see what happens with the next episode. I think they're gonna start kicking it up. There's some stuff gonna happen.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that actually. Like going in from plot one, it's continuing from season 1, season 2. What I love about Attack on Titan and why it's so good is basically that the plot, even if you read a manga or if you didn't read a manga, it's not like a generic plot where you kind of can tell where things are going. It's always a curve that's thrown at you where you never expected this to happen. Like, for example, Eren being a Titan or the female Titan actually being part of the 104th squad.
Yeah, these are things that it's like it's
yeah. Even in season 2, like where they see a bunch of Titans where a part of the 104th squad are actually huddled up in a way from the city, just part of investigation to see if they're undercover Titans as well, and there are a bunch of Titans that are actually running towards the city, and there's an assumption that there's a hole in the wall, and which speaks back to your point where there's actually no
that
hole.
moment where there's no hole,
and it's like
it feeds into this mysteriousness
exactly
that's going to keep the show running.
Or even that Titan, this new type of Titan that has hair on his body and can actually speak, regularly. That's actually, crazy.
Even the Titan at Connie's house.
Oh yeah, the Titan at Connie's house.
There are a lot of things that are like, whoa, what is going on with that? So I think it's just important that we don't try to assume what's going to happen. Even if you read the manga, more power to you. I stopped reading the manga on purpose, so I didn't get too far ahead because I've been waiting for a long time, and I like how they included some of the side story stuff. I want to see how they change the story, if it makes it better. There's going to be talks in the future more about this. I do have ideas for shows that kind of changed their material in the anime, and some of them are great, some of them sucked. But I think that Attack on Titan, watching the movie and watching that the drive and how they stay so close to keeping the kind of aesthetic of the show alive, I think that they're going to be fine. Even in the game, Jay got the game and he played it. I watched him play. I played a couple games. It's fun, super fun, and you play way past this stuff. It's not explicitly spelled out to you, but you play past this point in the game. So it's fun to see that they have little things that they already are plotting from now. And if you play the game and watch the movie, you'll see some of the things that might be coming, but you're never gonna know what's gonna happen with the show, and that's what's gonna keep me entertained. So, yeah, I think that's it for now. We could probably come back and talk about something else later, but for now, I think we're gonna say bye, and we'll
Peace.
talk to you guys later. This is Chris and Sam from the Kunai guys. See you guys soon.
It's the Kunai guys. It's the Kunai guys.